and have developed tremendous confidence in late game situations because we've been there before. It was late game situations at College of Charleston on the road, late game situations against Louisville on the road, Clemson, both Louisville games. We've been there before. And so we know the importance of executing on both ends of the floor, but it's a place that we've been used to, and we've drawn confidence from that, from the standpoint that we've been in that situation, and we've more times than not we've been successful in those situations.
Jeremiah Holloway.
Yeah, Coach. Of course, this being on Saturday, your second time around getting to see this Duke team. I wanted to ask about AJ Griffin, and of course, he had probably the best game last time out. What are some things that you guys have kind of looked at about his game that may make it a little bit easier to match up with him coming up on Saturday?
Well, he's a tough matchup. I mean, he's a fantastic player. He has great size for a wing player. You put a smaller guy on him, he has the ability to score around the basket by posting up, penetrating. You put a bigger guy on him, and he also has the ability to shoot the ball from the outside and make plays on the perimeter. I think statistically, he's still the leading ACC three-point shooter, and so what makes him very difficult to match up with him and to guard is because he can score in many different ways, and he's athletic, he's aggressive, he's playing with a lot of confidence, and whoever defends him, it will be a challenge for us on Saturday night.
Adam Smith.
Hubert, just wanted to circle back on something you mentioned Monday night when you said you felt like your chemistry or your health in terms of your togetherness was as good as it's been this season. Like what have you seen, or what have you felt, or what have you sensed that has you thinking that?
Just the growth of going through a season together. You know, the time spent not just on the court, off the court, practice, shoot-arounds, just the time spent in relationships that not only have been built but have developed. You know, we had 2 freshmen, 3 transfers, dealt with throughout the year a number of different, injuries and roster changes, and, in any relationship where it gets stronger is with time. And this group is relatively new, especially with the new coaching staff. A lot of newness in terms of the freshmen and the transfers. Our backcourt, RJ and Caleb, are only sophomores, and so there was a lot of newness coming into this season. And so when I talked about our togetherness has been at a all-time high, and the health of this team has been the best that it's been all season, it's because of the time and experiences shared over the last 11 months.
Andrew Jones.
Hey, Coach, Brady's assist numbers this year, I think right now where he is, he's doubled his top assist numbers for a season at Oklahoma. Is this something that you saw could have been in his game when you watched film before he got here? Or how much of it is something that he has done since he got here as far as growing that part of his game? And also the way he plays, what you guys ask him to do in the system that you run, maybe being a little different from what they did at Oklahoma.
I didn't, just watching on film, there's a number of things that I didn't know. I mean, what obviously stuck out, it was, his ability to shoot the basketball. And so, once he got here, it was quickly noticed what a fantastic basketball player, savvy, intelligent, great passer. I mean, he can do a number of things on the floor. He's not just a great three-point shooter. He's a basketball player, and he makes plays. He makes instinctive plays. Just for example, a couple of examples, against Clemson, the last play where he scored when Caleb drove to the basket, that was an instinctive play. That play was for him to pop for three, but in that situation, he cut towards the basket just to give Caleb another option, and he ended up scoring. The play against Louisville where he passed the ball to Armando for the dunk, the play was for him to stay in the corner, stay spaced, and if his defender came in to help on the drive to kick it to him for a three, that cut towards the basket was instinctive. And his pass to Armando against the Louisville game at home was a basketball play. So he's just blown me away by you knew there was a reason why he was so successful for 4 years at Oklahoma and playing in the Big 12, and I couldn't imagine not coaching him, and I couldn't imagine him not being on this team and a part of this program.
Thank you.
CL?
Hubert, you've mentioned the ability of the team to bounce back, but this is kind of the first game where you're literally facing one of the teams that you had a big loss to. I was just curious if you could give us some insight on kind of the psychology behind how you're going about getting them prepared. I mean, is there a mention of the first game, or is that like?
Yes, there is. Yes. There is mention of the first game, and there is talks about how that game played out, and there has been talks about our mindset, and there's been talks about the approach in which we will take to make the narrative from the first game much different in the second game.
Brendan? I'll come back to CL. Brendan?
Hey, Hubert. For the first game, obviously game day was there. Incredible environment in the Smith Center. It's going to be turned up another level on Saturday with game day and the same thing, but obviously Coach K's last game. How are you and the guys handling that aspect of sort of the pageantry of what Saturday is going to be in the last game of the regular season?
We're not a part of that pageantry. Our job is to go over there to Durham and play a game. I've told them this before, and I'm actually giving them this Bible verse, Proverbs 4:25 on the practice plan. Keep your eyes straight ahead, ignore all sideshow distractions. Saturday is a game, and our job is to go over there into Durham and to compete, and that's what we're focused on. The last couple days, today and tomorrow, will be focused on our preparation and putting ourselves in the best position to play our best. That's all we're thinking about, that's all we're talking about, and that's all we're focused on.
Greg Barnes?
Hubert, Trevor Keels was working back off of injury in the first game. He's played pretty well the last couple weeks for Duke. What unique challenges does he present for your team?
He's another big guard. You put a smaller guard on him, and he has the ability to post up and score consistently around the basket. And you put a bigger guy on him, he has the ability to shoot the ball in the drive and to make plays from the perimeter. He can handle the basketball. He's an excellent defensive player, and with his size and versatility, it proposes a lot of problems. And he's playing with tremendous confidence in his last game. I don't know the point total, but he played really well against Pittsburgh, and he's in a really nice rhythm now on both ends of the floor. He's a fantastic player, and defending him, whomever guards him, that it would be a challenge on Saturday as well.
Ross?
Hey, Coach, wanted to kind of follow up on what Brennan asked about the massiveness of this game for Duke. Do you see it as a chance, as an upset? You talk about that. Do you mention how big of a scene it's going to be at all, or is it just complete focus and try to get them to focus? And you talk about how to get them to focus.
No, I do. I just, it's just a waste of time to me. It really is to focus on things that you have no control over and things that don't help you achieve what you want to achieve. And so to focus, to talk, to think, to dwell on anything other than our preparation, our practice, and our play, I just don't see how that's beneficial. I just don't. And so I think it's very important for us to keep our eyes straight ahead and focus on the things that are important, the things that mean something, and the things that are helpful towards us. And so the things that are important and mean something and helpful towards us is us being the best basketball team and the best prepared that we can be to see how we're going to play on Saturday. And so anything outside of that, to me, is a waste of time and detrimental to our development and for us being the best that we can be on Saturday.
Art Jansky. Adam Smith, go ahead.
Hubert, you played in a Final Four when you were at Carolina. Does that experience? I'm just trying to think of a big game, atmosphere and experience.
I played in the NBA 12 years.
I was sticking to college.
Well, I know, but I just, I played here at Carolina. We played Duke 11 times, twice in the ACC final. I played 12 years in the NBA, 4 years with the New York Knicks. I played for coaches like Pat Riley and Jeff Van Gundy and Doug Collins and Don Nelson and Larry Brown and played with guys like Patrick Ewing and Doc Rivers and Michael Jordan and Dirk Nowitzki and Steve Nash. This is a big game, but I've been there before.
It's exactly what I was going to ask you. What do you draw on? You just rattled off these great players and great coaches. What do you draw on maybe when it's, a bigger moment than it normally is?
It's not a bigger moment. Playing basketball to me is the moment. I know it doesn't make sense, but going to practice today is no different than what's going to happen on Saturday. Having an opportunity to do something that I love at a place that I've loved my entire life and having an opportunity to compete, that's where I find my joy. That's where I find my enjoyment. And so Saturday is Saturday to me. Today is Thursday. It just doesn't make any difference. I've been in the NBA Finals. Game 7, we lost to the Houston Rockets. I played Michael Jordan in Chicago Stadium. It's North Carolina Duke. Great. Let's play.
CL?
Hubert, I wanted to follow just asking, how much does the result of that first game, are you guys basically coming into this playing with house money? Duke will be a favorite, all the pomp and circumstance they have. Do you feel like the team will be loose going into a situation like that?
I'm not a betting guy. I don't know what house money means. I know that we've been practicing and preparing and that we want to play great on Saturday. See, that's it. I want us to play really well. And we are practicing and preparing to put ourselves in a position to play really well. That's what I want. I want to compete and I want to play really well.
Coach, thank you very much. We'll get Armando in here. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.